Hello, my name is Kyle Truman. I'm the pastor at Hope Fellowship in Gatesville. How is it that we are to respond to the death and to the murder of George Floyd? This week I had an article published in the Gates County Index as part of the Soul Food column. It's something I get to participate in every 2.5, 3 months. I'd like to read it to you and tell you about one other resource that I have that will help us answer this question. The title is, Will You Do Justice? Have you watched the video? I did. It usually takes me a while to get on bandwagons, especially when so many people on the wagon are being foolish. I also rarely trust our media. A few days after the incident, I began asking myself, how does God feel about what happened to George Floyd? And what does God want me to do about it? When I heard how many leaders unanimously agreed that what happened to Mr. Floyd was wrong, I knew that there was something to it, but I didn't realize how bad it was until I saw the video myself. Have you watched it yet? I cried off and on while I watched the video, and then I continued for about 10 more minutes after it was over. I've never seen a video of a man being slowly and brutally murdered. If you don't think it is murder, you should watch the video. Have you watched it yet? In Deuteronomy 18:3, God tells the people to give the priests their due, their mishpat. Mishpat is the Hebrew word for justice. God was telling the Jewish nation how the priests were to be cared for. When animal sacrifices were offered, certain parts of the animals were to be for the priests to eat. This was what was due them for their service. This word is also used for acquitting the innocent and condemning the guilty. Justice is giving people their due, their mishpat. The innocent should go free and the guilty should be punished in a court of law. After reviewing the video and other surveillance film, it is clear that there was some type of struggle before Mr. Floyd was taken to the ground. Mr. Floyd may have been guilty of criminal activity. Criminals should be arrested and given due process. This is mishpat. This is justice. Mr. Floyd did not get this. The prophet Micah says that we are to do justice. That's in Micah 6:8. I preached on this verse last week. Here's what the Bible says about doing justice. Deuteronomy 16:19. You shall show no partiality or favoritism. This means we give everyone the same chance and do not automatically label them because of how they look or sound or where they come from. We must not assume that anyone is a particular part of any particular group. Proverbs 31 tells us to open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. The mute, the destitute, and the poor and needy are made in the image of God and need you and I to be their voice and defender. Yes, I said defender. God regularly calls his people to fight. Will you fight? Isaiah 1 tells us, wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Remove the evil of your deeds from before my eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do good. Seek justice. Correct oppression. Bring justice to the fatherless. Plead the widow's cause. This means that we are to speak up and work toward ending oppression where it exists. Are you willing to work hard for someone else? Is what happened to Mr. Floyd on the streets of Minneapolis an injustice? Was it murder? If you aren't sure, please watch the video and don't turn it off when it gets uncomfortable. And I'll have a bit.ly link that will give you access to the video. I'll post it in the notes below. Justice does not call us to riots and destruction. Doing justice will look one way for one person and a different way for another. What does it look like for you? Will you do justice? So I'm thankful for the opportunity to share that. If you have comments or questions, comment below. Be happy to interact with you. I find that more personal interaction sometimes is even much better and more productive than Facebook, so I'd be willing to do that with you if this is important to you, if you have anything important to share. In addition to this resource, I'd like to share the recording from our Sunday gathering, where I preached a full sermon on Micah 6:8. What does it mean to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God? I believe that in that there's a message for all to hear, and I want to invite you into that. There's a bit.ly link below where you can go and click on that to hear that. Thank you very much. Have a great day.